So originally, I did not have a video to put up for this week, but then I remember I had this video that I was going to release last year. Now without further ado, on with the show. Great. Just great. You know, today was supposed to be my day off. I was supposed to be spending today having a nice dinner with my family, but actually, sir, our records indicate that you don't have a family. Your wife divorced you a few years ago, and your parents both... Yes, fine. I know. Thanks for the daily reminder that I'll die alone. But I still could have been resting at home with my cat, watching, I don't know, American football or something. But instead, here I am, doing this dumb interview with you lot. I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Whatever. Anyway, my name is... Actually, sir, you're not allowed to. I know. You've told me so many times I can't say my name. It's stupid and annoying, but fine. Anyway, on this Thanksgiving Day, I was at home watching the parade with my cat. It was the same thing as usual. Lip-syncing celebrities, advertising Broadway shows, pop culture character floats, the whole shebang. When suddenly, something fell out of the sky onto one of the giant inflatable balloons, immediately popping it. The thing then flew out of the balloon and revealed itself to be a mech armor made to look like a turkey. It was brown, had a beak, and some floating blades circling around it. Suddenly, another mech armor came from the sky, this one looking like a pig carrying 2 ham bones. It was also much larger than the other mech armor. The two were fighting in the middle of the parade, and I didn't know over what, and I did not care at first. Then, you all called me and told me I had to come deal with it. Now, I don't know why I, of all people, had to deal with this. This fight was taking place in bloody New York City, and I was in bloody Indianapolis. Well, most of our agents were called off today and you were the only one who didn't have any plans, so... Of course. Anyway, all that aside, I reluctantly put on my own mech armor, which, by the way, is horribly outdated technology, and flew all the way to frickin' New York to stop a fight between a turkey and a ham. This is my life now. Anyway, I get there, and the two are still going at it. They also held a few celebrities hostage each, but I didn't really care. I get there and I read them their basic Miranda rights spiel. They barely acknowledge me and continue their fight. Knowing I was unlikely to be able to take on 2 mechs at once, I called for backup and was told it would arrive shortly. Do you want to place wagers on whether it did? Anyway, I then shot a few missiles at the 2 mechs, but those did next to nothing. But at the very least, the missiles got their attention. Then both called for backup so that they could continue their fight, and unlike me, their backup actually showed up. The turkey called in a strange grey and pink mech armor with 2 guns attached to his back, while the ham mech armor called up an orange mech with 2 shields. Both of these I had to fight by myself. Great. First I launched another missile at the orange mech, which it simply blocked with its shields. Then the pink mech aimed some kind of gun at me and fired, spraying some kind of pink adhesive that smelled like cranberries. It got into my rocket arm, which was quickly no longer able to fire rockets. Hand-to-hand combat it was then. Using my rocket boots, I quickly fired towards the pink mech armor, and, with my now mostly useless rocket launcher, bashed it in the back of the head. It tried to reach around me and fire its guns at me, but then I had an idea. I grabbed the bloke's gun as he tried to shoot it and redirected it towards the orange shield bloke. He tried to block it with one of his shields, but I re-aimed the gun towards his legs, which quickly were stuck to the ground. Once the shield mech was immobile, I quickly stole one of the shields off its body and began using it to fight off the pink mech armor. It of course tried to use its cranberry guns to stop me, but I was able to block most of its shots with the other mech's shield. Most of them. One of the shots managed to hit my leg, sticking it to the ground. It was about to fire another shot off at me when I threw the shield at it. As the shield was sharp on the edges, it quickly flew through the air and sliced off the head of the cranberry mech armor, obviously killing him. Okay, so I know it sounds morbid, but I did what I had to do. Eventually, I got my leg free from the goop by releasing one of my own mech armor's legs. I was free, but I was also down to one rocket boot. I walked over to the defeated cranberry mech and, figuring he obviously didn't need them anymore, I took one of its cranberry guns. I then awkwardly flew over to two primary mech armors and once again read them their rights. They looked shocked that I was still somehow alive, and were both right ticked off that I was using the weapons of their fallen comrades. Seemingly putting their differences aside, they decided to attack me. But fortunately, I had a plan. The turkey mech launched several of its floating blades at me, but I was able to block them all with my shield. What I couldn't block was the ham mech armor, which was now charging directly at me. However, I took the cranberry gun I had stolen and began blasting it at the mech armor. But the thing was practically a tank, so it took several shots before it even started to hinder its movement. So I had a different idea. As one of the turkey's blades charged at me, I used my remaining mech arm to grab it out of the air. Then, using the cranberry gun, I stuck it to my shield. Right before the ham mech armor finished charming into me, I turned and began charging at it, with the bladed shield facing it. The hit landed, and the ham mech was stabbed right through the chest. The turkey, realizing it no longer had any reason to fight, shouted out some vague threats that I couldn't be bothered to remember, and flew away. And finally, right as he flew off, your backup finally showed up. Well, at least you were able to handle it yourself. Ah, bugger off. You know what I'm thankful for? Blooper reels. Great. Just great. You know, today was supposed to be my day off. I was supposed to be spending today with having a nice dinner with my family. But, actually, sir, our records indicate that I was supposed to be having a nice dinner with my family, but, actually, sir, our records indicate that you don't have a family. Why is this line so hard? Actually, sir, our records indicate that you don't have a family. What is wrong with me? So if you have any other festive video ideas, comment them below. Until then, goodbye, and I will remember you all in therapy.